Hello everyone, and welcome to another Pro 100 tutorial video. Today I would like to show you how you can create your own crown molding um, from scratch. And let's head over to Google and just type in cabinet crown molding. I just want to check out the images. And these are some type of the crown molding that you might want to show to your customers or in your drawings. The good news is Pro 100 can do all this with no problem. The bad news is you have to create your own library because we don't know, or I don't know, what kind of crown molding you will be using. So I'm going to show you how you can build your own crown molding from scratch. Number one, get your profile. You can draw it or you can get it online. So I'm gonna go to crown molding profile, right, and go to images. Look for a profile that fits what you're looking for. Now one thing you have to be careful is Google is warning you that some of these images may be subject to copyright, so they already told you that, so be careful. So this demonstration is not for commercial or anything like that. uh, I'm gonna show you how you can make your own crown molding. Okay, right click and I'm gonna save as. Let me put this image to my desktop and I'll click crown. That's what it's called. Just save it right there. Alright, and then I'm gonna go to Pro 100 and I don't need all this space, so I'm going to make it as small as possible. 100 by 100, 96. That's okay. So now then I'm gonna bring in new element on position 0, 0, and I want to go to my north wall. Excuse me. And then of course you're gonna zoom in, and depending on the size of your crown mold, which is high to 6 inches, I don't know what you're building, but I'm gonna assume that maybe you have a 4-inch, very common, or 3.5. Let's do 4. So I'm gonna make everything 4. Okay, and I'll just leave the depth unlocked. Just leave it like that. It will be very tiny. That's okay. We're gonna quickly go to the shape editor. Notice it's highlighted. So click on the shape editor. Zoom in. Now we need to import an image that we got from Google so that it becomes our background. So how do we do that? You go to File, Background Image, and when we're gonna change, because now we have nothing, we just have the grid. We're gonna change, and you'll get this window. I have 2 screens, and we're gonna go to the desktop. I'm gonna check out the image that I got from Google, and I'm sorting by date, so I'm not sure why it's coming up as. Anyway, click on that, and you notice this is the background. You can before you close, you can make sure that the transparency, you can change that, as you can see, if you want, because what we're going to do is just to trace the profile. So I like mine to be clear like that. And then the size also, based on which one you're going to use, you can adjust that just by going like that, or going down. At this point, everything looks fine. I'm gonna close. So now we're gonna move this shape, and you can pick whichever profile that you want to do. I'm gonna pick the hardest profile, or maybe the one that I think might give you a hard time, based on your experience with the shape editor. So I'm gonna zoom in as close as I can, and basically we're just going to trace all this. Okay, I'll try to be as quick so I don't waste a lot of time. Alright, zoom in as much as you can. Basically what I'm doing is just tracing something, and this is a curve for sure. This should be easy. So that's what we just did. We're done. So now we're gonna close, and we get this tiny little piece. This is where now we're going 3D, and this is where we're gonna build a crown molding. So now we can stretch this. That's the first piece. Alright, and then we're gonna go to tools, lathe, and we're gonna create 2 steps, a corner 90 degrees, and then create that section to the corner, rotate. Very easy. Alright, so you can make sure they're aligned nicely. Align. Now this end piece, you always want to make sure it's locked completely. Actually lock everything so it's never gonna resize. Alright, now for this, you just want to make sure the height remains the same. Okay, now for this side, we're just gonna bring it, make a copy, rotate. Right. And then of course I can select all group and call the whole section. Maybe move it out first, and I'm gonna create the rest of it. Take that. This side too. Align to. Can go to the plan view. I want to align that to the fronts, right there. Alright. So I want all this to be part of the group. So now I can group the whole thing, double click and call it crown. CM, most people just call it CM, crown molding. You just give it a serial number, whatever. The way I build this, so you are able to resize it to whatever size, and you can save it in your library so you don't have to keep building this all the time. Okay, now you must be wondering, how do I do the corners? That's easy. So the way I'm going to do it, let's zoom in. Alright, I'm going to move it to the side. I'm going to move this to the side too. Held down my control to move the piece, and this section is what I'm going to flip on the lathe. It's gonna flip on the different direction, and then rotate. So rotate. So essentially, you see what I just did. I changed the direction. So I need to bring this out and then rotate, right, and join them together. Line the tops, and I want to make sure I'm looking the right direction, So I like to go in the plan view, so you look at everything from the top. Now I know I should align that to the left. And if you look at what it just built, so these pieces are now part of the group. So, you know, that's how I made it possible to do that. Alright, sometimes maybe you want these end corners to be round, then remove the steps, put to 0, remove the corner, so leave the angle 90 and apply. See what just happened? It's now round. Alright, if you have any questions, pro100usa.com.